Hey guys, today we're going to be looking on how to write an equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, from a graph. So here we have a graph that is showing us the semi-truck fuel and how the gallons of fuel remaining decrease as the number of miles traveled increase, which is why our line is going down. In order to write our equation, we need to find what our slope is, which is m, and what our b is, which is our y-intercept. So slope, remember, is the change in y compared to the change in x. And our b, our y-intercept, is where that crosses the y-axis. So that's going to be the easiest thing to find on our graph right now. So I'm going to go to my y-axis, which is the straight up and down vertical one. And I'm going to find where this line crosses that y-axis. It crosses right there at 240. So my y-intercept is 240. Well, now I just need to find my slope. So I've already identified one point, which is the y-intercept. So I just need to find one other point to find my slope between it. So I find a clean point right here at 300, 210. So I want to find the change in y to the change in x. So if I go up or down, that is my change in y. Up or down is my change in y. So to go from the lower point up to the top point, I'm increasing. So I'm going up, and I went from the point being at 210 to now being at 240. So that is an increase of 30. And now I want to look at the change in x, which is when we go left or we go right. So I'm going left, which means I am decreasing. So I'm going to put a negative symbol over here to show that I am decreasing. And I went from 300 all the way to 0. So I decreased by 300, which tells me that my slope is negative 30 over 300. And if I put that in my calculator, or I use my number sense, I can divide by 10 to get negative 3 over 30. And I can divide by 3, again, to get negative 1 over 10. So my slope would be negative 1/10, which could also be written as a decimal of negative 0.1/10. So now that we have our slope and we have our y-intercept, then we can plug that into our equation. Y equals mx, so negative 1/10 times x, plus b, so plus 240. And so that is our equation in slope-intercept form. All right, let's look at one more. So now we have a graph, and it is increasing, which tells me my slope will be positive. I still need to write my equation, which means I need my slope, and I need my y-intercept. Remember, slope is the comparison of change in y to that change in x. And b is the y-intercept, or where it crosses that y-axis. So again, with graphs, this is the easiest thing, in my opinion, to find. So I'm going to highlight this y-axis, and I'm going to find exactly where this line crosses. And I see that it crosses right in between 20 and 40, which tells me that that is 30. So my y-intercept is 30. And now I just need to find my slope. So I'm going to pick one more point, and I see a point right here that I can use. And I'm not sure right off the bat what that y value is. So I see 60, 70, 80. So I'm just going to fill that in. Now, the change in y, is that up or down? So change in y, is that up or down? And I'm going from 30, so from 30 up to 70. So I've increased by 40. And then my change in x, which is that left or right, I'm going from 0, so from 0 right here, all the way to 2. So that is an increase of 2, which tells me that my slope is 40 halves, or 40 divided by 2, which simplifies to 20. And if I know slope, and I know y-intercept, then I can write them together in an equation. Y equals mx plus b. So y will equal 20 times x plus 30. All right, guys, thanks.